Hi, welcome to Dishing with Joe. Today we are making Spanish rice. I don't know why they call it Spanish rice. I have not had rice from Spain except for paella, but this is more of a Mexican rice, so that's what we're going to be doing. We have here long grain rice. We have some garlic and half an onion. This is a medium onion, that's all you need. So what we're going to do is we're going to peel the garlic from its paper husk here. Alright, there we go. Same thing with this one. Now you can smash your garlic. Some chefs say not to smash your garlic. Some say it's okay to smash your garlic. I say it's okay because it kind of releases the juices in the garlic, and that's what you kind of want in your dish. There we go. But it also makes it easier to take the paper husks off the garlic. All right, so what we have here now okay, so we have our garlic peeled. We're gonna go ahead and slice it. Now, I like to cut the ends off. You can eat them. I just sometimes just cut them off. I don't know why, but for me, that's what I like to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and start chopping these up. Now you want your garlic diced fine. You don't want big chunks of garlic in your rice dish here. So, but you don't have to make them super small either. Here we go. All right, the garlic is done. We're going to start with the onion. Now the onion, we want it diced. So again, we're going to slice it first. Then we're going to dice. Okay, everything's diced now. We're going to move on to the pan. So we have a pan, it's already been preheated. We're going to add some oil into the pan. Now for this, you probably want about 4 tablespoons of oil. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding the rice into the pan. I have about a cup and a half worth of rice here. This will make a lot of rice. And what we're doing is we're stirring the rice around, but we want it to get brown. Okay, so as you can see, the rice is starting to turn. It turns a really bright white, and this is before it starts to brown. I'm going to turn up the heat because this should be actually frying the rice. I think the pan might be a little bit cold. There's one right there. That's the color that we're going for, that brown right there. Here's another one too. So that's the color that we're going for, brown. Okay, so the rice is starting to get brown. What you don't want is that you don't want your rice to get burnt. You want it brown. Okay, so I'm giving it a little shake so it all gets nice and even so that it can start browning on the bottom side, and then we'll stir it in just a moment. Okay, so as I'm stirring the rice here, I'm seeing that they're getting nice and toasted. That's what we're doing, is we're toasting up the rice. And this is looking good. Again, don't let the rice burn. Right, let's even it out again and wait a couple seconds. Alright, at this time we're going to add the garlic and the onion into the rice. We're going to give it a stir, but see how the rice has turned brown? That's what we want. We're going to stir in the onion and the garlic until the onion has turned translucent. Now don't stop stirring, because again, we don't want to burn the rice. Alright, so the onion's looking pretty good. It's getting translucent. I think what I'm going to start doing now is putting in the sauce. Now this is a spicy tomato sauce, which is a Mexican brand. We're going to add that in. You can either use a 7-ounce can of tomato sauce if you don't want it spicy, but this is going to be a little spicy. It's going to give the rice a little kick. Okay, so we're mixing this in, and now I'm going to add some water. And all we want to do is we want to just come above the rice with the water. So what I added was 2.5 cups of water. There we go. Now that we added the water, we're going to add a heaping teaspoon of chicken bouillon. If you don't have bouillon, then you can add chicken broth also. That won't hurt. But we're going to mix it in. The chicken bouillon is just a little bit more concentrate. That's why we're only going to be using a heaping teaspoon. So what we're going to do is we're going to let the water boil on your rice. So as soon as it starts boiling, we're going to top it with a lid. So what we have here is the water's now boiling. We don't want to disturb the rice because the rice is now level. If you disturb the rice and you keep stirring, it's going to clump up and it will be uneven. So you want the rice to be level with the water. Okay? And this is coming up to a boil. And we're going to put a lid on it. We're going to turn down the heat to a number 3. Or you're going to lower your flame low. Okay, so we're going to check the rice here. It looks like it's coming along nicely. You want it to be nice and soft. Oh, it's perfect. Now, I didn't add salt when it was boiling. I don't like to do that. I like to add the salt at the end because sometimes you don't know how much salt you put in your rice. So we're going to take the top off. We're going to add the salt. Got some on the lid there. There we go. That was like 3 pinches of salt there. We're going to mix that in. By mixing it, you're also going to mix the garlic and the onion all back into the rice because it kind of boils off to the side. Now this is almost done. Now in my household we added peas and carrots, and that's what we're going to be doing next. So as this is steaming up, it's already hot. And what we're going to add is some frozen peas and carrots into it. We're going to sprinkle it on, all on top. Oh. And that was about 8 ounces of peas and carrots from a 16-ounce frozen bag. Let's move this lid and stir in those vegetables. Now some households put different kinds of vegetables in their rice. They put peas, carrots, corn, green beans. I don't like all that. I just like it kind of simple. Peas and carrots. Can't go wrong. Now, those peas and carrots are frozen, so we're going to put the top back on because the rice is still going to steam a little bit. And once it's done, those peas and carrots are nice and soft, not too soft. They have a nice little crunch to it because I like my peas with a little snap, and I also like my carrots not mushy but with a little snap also. Okay, so the rice is done. That only took about 15 minutes. As you can see, the vegetables are no longer frozen. They're great. I'm just going to give it a little stir here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and plate this on our plate. Let's dish it out. And there you go. There you have Spanish rice, or like I call it, Mexican rice. So, there you have it. Thank you for joining me on Dishing with Joe. Give me a like, a subscribe, and a comment down below. We'll see you next time.